What if I told you that one of the best Pokemon games ever wasn't even made by Nintendo? A game hidden in Roblox that gave fans everything they dreamed of. A full story, gyms to conquer, legendaries to hunt, trading, battling, a thriving online community, all for free. One that rose to millions of players worldwide, but then, just as quickly as it came, vanished, deleted, erased from existence by, you guessed it, Nintendo themselves. This is the story of Pokémon Brick Bronze, the greatest deleted Pokemon game of all time. On October 15th, 2015, Pokémon Brick Bronze was released by a small Roblox dev team called Llama Train Studio. Seeing as this game was released on Roblox, you probably think it looked like complete garbage, like some of these other knockoff Pokemon games. But it didn't. From the very beginning, Pokémon Brick Bronze stood out. The environments were polished, the story actually felt like a real Pokemon adventure, and the battles were designed to play just like the real games. The world had routes, towns, and gyms laid out in a way that felt authentic. And the Pokédex wasn't limited to just a handful of Pokemon. It spanned across generations, complete with megas and shinies to hunt down. The battles weren't simplified either. They used real moves, abilities, and strategies straight out of the official series. This game was fit for casuals and the nerds who loved their perfect IVs and EVs. In fact, for many kids, Brick Bronze wasn't just like a Roblox game, it was their very first taste for competitive Pokemon. All of that was nice, but what really set Pokemon Brick Bronze apart was the fact that people could actually play the game together. In official Pokemon games, your journey is usually like a solo experience. You might trade or battle online sometimes, but you never really get to see the other players on your adventure. Pokemon Brick Bronze changed that. On Roblox, you could join the same server as your friends, walk side by side through towns, challenge gyms at the same time, and even show off your rare Pokemon right in front of everyone. It felt like a true Pokemon MMO, something fans have been dreaming about for decades, but Nintendo never delivered. And the sense of that community is what made Pokemon Brick Bronze feel bigger, more alive, and in many ways, better than the real thing. And that community grew fast. By 2016 and 2017, Pokemon Brick Bronze had exploded into one of the most popular games on Roblox. Every day, thousands of players would log on to explore new routes, challenge gyms, and hunt for new shinies. Entire YouTube channels were dedicated to gameplay, shiny hunts, and competitive battles. I remember being like a 12-year-old and trying to get onto my favorite YouTuber's live stream, just joining on the shiny hunts. To this day, I'm not sure why I did this, but it was fun. For many kids, including me, this was their first Pokemon adventure. They didn't need to buy a DS, a Switch, or even a $40 cartridge. All they needed was Roblox, and they could step into a full Pokemon world for free. And the developers didn't hold back. New updates constantly added fresh content, from legendary Pokemon events to expanded storylines. Brick Bronze wasn't just keeping up with the official games. It was starting to feel like it was surpassing them. And some fans even said it was the best Pokemon game they've ever played. But there was one problem. Pokemon Brick Bronze wasn't official. Every single Pokemon move, design, it all belonged to Nintendo. And if there's one thing Nintendo is known for, it's protecting its IP. I mean, someone literally made a website where they list lawsuits that Nintendo is involved in. Okay, I don't know the legitimacy of these claims, but just don't sue me, please. The bigger Pokemon Brick Bronze got, the more attention it attracted. And with millions of players worldwide, it was only a matter of time before Nintendo noticed. On April 18th, 2018, it finally happened. Without warning, Roblox deleted Pokemon Brick Bronze. Nintendo had issued a copyright takedown. Years of progress, millions of caught Pokemon, and entire communities built around the game, gone in an instant. Servers went dark, and the greatest Pokemon game on Roblox was erased overnight. For players, it felt like losing an entire world. Some had spent hours of time into shiny hunting and battling. Others had made lifelong friends through the community. All of it gone with a single strike. But while Nintendo could delete the game, they couldn't erase its impact. Pokemon Brick Bronze provides something important. Fans desperately wanted a true online Pokemon MMO. A living world where trainers could explore, battle, and trade together. something Nintendo even today has never really fulfilled. The developers didn't give up either. After this game was deleted, they launched a new project called Loomian Legacy, a spiritual successor with original creatures, and it's still alive today, and while it can never replace Pokémon Brick Bronze, it carries on its spirit. For millions of players, Pokémon Brick Bronze wasn't just a Roblox game. It was a memory, a community, and a dream come true. And that's why even years later, it is still remembered as the greatest Pokemon game that never truly existed, and one that will never be played again.